All right, we are live, I believe. Now let's see. Where the heck are you on my screen? Let's see. Why is this thing acting up here? Let's go over to Gary's page. Okay. Yeah, we're live. And, well, I want to make sure that it's a nice image. I need a new laptop, folks. All the more reason to throw down the end of this broadcast if you like what you hear. But, oh, here we are. And hello, how are you? I'm very well, thank you. I had a great day with Caroline doing the rounds here at marketing. We have a green market on Ebbington Square, right off 7th Avenue. Always good to get fresh scallops. I posted a picture. Caroline made some mean scallop dish. And she's over there in the back twiddling her hair right now. But anyway, someone just sent me this little thing from the New York Post. From the New York Post. That's our tabloid, our Rupert Murdoch scandal newspaper. Always good for an entertaining laugh, especially page 6. So they had an article that somebody high up at Yale University, my alma mater, just sent a letter out to incoming students because they are insisting that they go back to class in person this fall, and warn them that probably some of them are going to die of COVID, and to prepare themselves for the shock and trauma. And I don't know why that's so much different from like going there anyway. But well, I had a jolly fun 4 years sometimes, and I tried to keep myself amused, and many of the other students. So I posted a picture right after that of me and my then partner, Bill Moseley, the world famous horror film actor, star of Rob Zombie's celluloid classics, The Devil's Rejects, and House of a Thousand Corpses, and I think he's in a new one that's just come out. Anyway, Bill and I were horror buffs at Yale and had this film society, Things That Go Bump in the Night, which was quite a cause célèbre at Yale while I was there. And every midnight on Tuesdays, sometimes on Wednesdays, we would show a vintage horror film, and it was a cathartic experience for everybody who attended. We would sell them out routinely in a large classroom called Lindsley Chittenden 101 that was set up to show horror films by us, but otherwise it was a classroom by the day. And people would do all sorts of things, including talk back to the screen and make rude remarks throughout. Yes, it was good, clean fun. So anyway, we had public personas, and there was a photo spread of us in our alumni yearbook in 1974. Whoops. Okay, I'm dating myself there, but there you go. And we did it in the graveyard in New Haven that abuts Yale. So you can see a little picture of that. I got some more of those shots. So, but anyway, to get in the spirit, I'm going to do one of my favorite, a version of one of my favorite songs by The Nice, great English progressive rock group. Before the fact, I would say more or less on the cusp of psychedelic rock, contemporaneous with Syd Barrett, Pink Floyd, and featuring the fantastic Keith Emerson on keyboards, Brian Davison on drums, Lee Jackson on bass and vocals, and for a while David O'List on manic electric guitar. He was one of my early guitar heroes. So this is something they recorded twice, and this is the version. Well, I guess O'List was on the original single, and this is it. There's a great version on the album just called Nice, and it's Azrael. something you can do with a 5/4 riff. It's just a great a springboard for improvisation, and I'm just getting warmed up. But that is Azrael, the angel of death, and yes, you have to check your Old Testament to read up more about this winged messenger. But fact is, I don't know, I think in the U.S. we're up to 175,000 deaths. Right now, we lead the world in a number of deaths, and it doesn't seem like it's going to abate anytime soon, but the ship of state sails on, and we'll see what happens November 3rd, but I would say that Joe Biden gave the speech of his life. I found, and Caroline found, the whole Democratic National Convention uplifting and positive energy and spirit, and no matter what these Republicans say to try and take it away from the Democrats, it'll be very interesting, let us say, to see what they come up with next week. I think their roster of guests include none other than the illustrious Kid Rock, James Woods, who else have they got? The music of a lot of the two lawyers who drew shotguns on a Black Lives Matter protest that went past their house, their mansion. They're going to be there. It's a whole rogues gallery, folks, and it should be entertaining at the least if you have a sense of humor. And well, I've been accused of betraying a bit of a sense of humor. I mean, I find that the only way to make sense of this pandemic, in a way, is to view it through the absurdity of the prism of black humor. So I hope I'm not offending anybody out there, but that's my own take on it. And well, I want to thank these fine folks who contributed on PayPal to Caroline and I and our grocery fund, basically. Jonathan Ireland. Jonathan just took a lesson from me. I am available for lessons, folks. I have a very competitive rate. He's taken advantage of it, and I think he got his money's worth. And Jonathan is also, he lives in Phoenix, Arizona. He's running for public office, and his heart is in the right place, so you get my endorsement, Jonathan. And good songwriting. He wanted to actually concentrate on songwriting, which is something I know a little bit about. And in fact, tomorrow marks the 26th, and let's see, what would it be? Tomorrow is the anniversary of the release of the Grace album, I just found out. It was August 23rd, 1994. So let's see, we're in the year 2020, and what would that be? In 94, 26 years. 26 years of Grace, so I have to play, well, I'll play Mojo Pin today, okay? But tomorrow would be the day, and if you may know, the first two songs are co-written by me, Mojo Pin and Grace, and I think they're very good examples of my songwriting, and so if you like them, I'm happy to concentrate on that area, or electric guitar, acoustic guitar technique, what have you. So Mark Tierney, I don't know, are you related to Jean Tierney, one of my favorite actresses, especially Shanghai Jester, folks, Joseph von Sternberg, what a fantastic film. Mark wrote, "Hi G, loved the space guitar demonstration, thank you." Yes, you could look at this as a demonstration, sort of. I love to apply these effects. They're part of my paint box, so to speak. Hope you're keeping well. I'm doing all right. I'm not getting enough sleep, to tell you the truth, but I hope to remedy that this week. Fuck Trump. Oh, well, all right. I don't know, can we say, yeah, well, I said it. David Bernstein. Now there is an old friend of mine from Syracuse who I haven't seen in many a year. He tuned in and was very generous, and he said, "Keep the music alive, my friends. Stay well, David." Thank you, David. And Jonathan Luftig, the perennial Jonathan Luftig, who engaged me to play at his wedding ceremony, which is upcoming in a week or so. Jonathan, you'll have to remind me of the date. And he's marrying his Chinese girlfriend, Ling. Does that sound familiar? I was married to a woman named Ling for 5 years. And, well, anyway, I did a whole bunch of Chinese pop songs last time, so let's see what I can pull out of the acoustic guitar today for you. Let's see. And let's move it over. Guess it would help if it was plugged in. Okay, nothing if not slick, folks. And I think that's part of my homespun charm, I hope. This sounds like the opening to Nick the Stripper, doesn't it? Yes. Except it's played on electric guitar. So. See if we're in fact still on in the stream here. Yeah, okay, we're still on and we're live. Down by the old mill stream here on Facebook. So I need to cut my fingernails, but I'm not going to do it here. This is one thing I always tell my students, and that is partially the secret of my sound, is that I cut normally the fingers on both hands, the nails, as short as possible. And particularly with the right hand, you can set up some very interesting picking things. instrumental, and I wrote this in my friend Elie Medeiros' apartment in Paris. So it was originally titled Elie's House. And some years ago, I mounted a tribute at the Knitting Factory in Brooklyn to Jeff Buckley, and someone from his management company who was then speaking to me said, "We'd really like this guy Jan Close to appear. He's done some of our tributes. He's really good." So, sight unseen or sight unheard, I invited Jan, and he was great. So we talked about doing a collaboration at some point, and he initiated this. He contacted me, I think it was a year or so later, and I said, "Sure, okay, let's do it." So this is one of the ways I like to collaborate. Is this worked very well with Jeff and I, where I would show up to the session or mail somebody a finished instrumental composed on the guitar, a solo instrumental, and that was one of them, this Elie's House. And so we got together and started working on that, and then we said, well, why don't we bring in a third person? And we had a mutual friend, Dan Beck, and Dan was the head of marketing at Epic, and a very good guy. Certainly, one of the best people I knew while I toiled in the vineyards of the creative services department at CBS Records for 13 long years, doing other stuff. Doing the Beefheart stuff and a little A&R on the side and freelancing for other record companies. But anyway, I always got along well with Dan. And Dan had been a lyricist and got credits on some very good songs. Plus, he had been Kinky Friedman's roommate in Nashville. He has an illustrious past. So we contacted Dan because Jan knew Dan, and he thought this was a good idea, and he came in on our writing session. So what you just heard was a template for a song that we did entitled Mary Magdalene. And you can hear this song from a record that came out called Lucas Close. It's my name and Jan Close, the singer. That's Klose. And I believe it's still available maybe as a hard good CD through Amazon, but if not, it's probably up on Spotify or as a digital download. And it's a really good album, I gotta say. I'm very proud of the work we all did. I think it sounded great. We worked at Jack McKeever's studio, The Maid's Room. Jack was a friend of Jeff's, and he had this little bungalow in the East Village that a lot of folks like Rufus Wainwright and Martha Wainwright, we all recorded there. He had a 24-track analog setup in The Maid's Room. That's how it got its name. It was a beautiful place to record, though it sadly no longer exists. The whole building was renovated, and I don't know what became of that, but like so many things in New York, it fell under the wrecking ball, to quote the boss here, Bruce Springsteen, my friend. And well, anyway, check it out, because it's really good, and I wish I could get Jan here to sing this for you. It's like all these collaborators I've worked with over the years, if I could but manifest them for these sessions, you could hear us interact beautifully, because it's always a pleasure to play with other people. It's not really by choice that I'm playing solo for you here, as you may well know. I'm just trying to be safe and sensible. Who knows when they will lift this ban on live performances? There are all sorts of issues, of course. It could be a long time now. I don't know, but I will continue to be here 3 times a week, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturdays, to play for you for half an hour at least. Let's see, what do we got? Damn, it's almost time. All right, so I'm going to do a mojo pin for you. And let me replace this in my little, cubby hole. It's a house of cards, I tell you, here at the Rubber Room and the House of Smiles here in New York, in the West Village, in the Wild West Village. Okay. So, all right, this bears repeating. I probably told you this before, but Jeff and I met at Hal Wilner's tribute to his father, Tim Buckley, that was held at St. Anne's Church in Brooklyn. This is in the spring of 1991. And I was a big Tim Buckley fan, still am. And so Hal, who tragically died of the virus early on in this pandemic, I did a whole show dedicated to Hal. I really missed this guy. He was a beautiful guy. We had a lot in common, musically and otherwise. And anyway, Hal said, Jeff, the son of Tim has come forward. And I think you guys would be good to collaborate together. So that's how I met Jeff, and we worked up one of his father's songs, actually 3 of them, and had a great time at this concert. And when things fell through for me vis-a-vis another deal I had going at that time with Columbia Records, I'd left my day job for this deal, this album deal with Gods and Monsters Mark II. I called Jeff and he said, I'll be your singer. So I said, well, now I gotta get busy and write some music for Jeff. And I'm gonna play this instrumental, and it was called And You Will when I did it. And I'm gonna do it in the way it should be done properly, like I did it back then, which is using this Digitech Echo Plus here. Let's see. In fact, the Grace album opens with this loop created by me. Let's get it. I'm gonna try and let's smooth it out here. Okay, let's see. that about wraps it up for today. And tomorrow being the 26th anniversary of the release of the Grace album, please tune in to my friend Code Kloot's radio program on National Dutch Radio NPO, Soul and Jazz. I posted the link on the timeline, so check it out, or just go Google it. Go Google NPO. And it'll be on at 1 p.m. in New York and the Eastern Seaboard. It'll be on at 6 p.m. UK time, 7 p.m. in Holland, and Central Europe, all over Europe. And then as we go out, it'll be on at 3 a.m. for my friend Pippa Casey in Australia. So I hope she can get up that early. I don't know. That doesn't give you a lot of time, does it? But it'll be repeated, and they're going to do an hour. It was a great concert. It's symphonic music of Gary Lucas and Jeff Buckley and Gary Lucas. It features a great Italian vocalist, Alessio Franchini, who I met at the Italian fan club tribute to Jeff that was held in Rimini, Italy, at the Velvet Club some years ago, thanks to Anarita Mancini. And also Jolene Grunberg, a great Dutch singer, female Jewish singer in Amsterdam, and some other fine Dutch singers. And then with the 65-piece Metropole Orchestra, Europe's #1 fusion orchestra. You have to hear this to believe it. It's really something else. And then what else can I tell you? Oh yeah, I have a download. I have a new digital single. My studio version of my arrangement of the Rolling Stones version of She's a Rainbow, my take on it, which was recorded in Prague at Faust Studios. And PayPal me $20 and specify that you want that download, and it will be winging its way as a WAV file to you forthwith through WeTransfer. And I guess that about wraps it up. Hey, tune in Tuesday again here, and I'll play some more Jeff Buckley, Gary Lucas music for you, okay? And until such time, stay safe, be well. Everybody love one another. I love you guys.